Hey, here we go. This is the final crawl of the Cleft. Y'all know what this looks like. You all know what's going on. This is my classic party. I have plans for both Omega and Shinryu, so we'll see if we can triple crown this one on the stream today. Might take a little while. And also, I'm going to be fighting a few battles down here, so we may pick up another level or two, which is kind of what I'm banking on. Is picking up just a tiny bit more hit points and a little bit better chance to hit the Almagest piece with... Oh, there's a nice drop from the land crawls. Love that one. This one I'm gonna just get out of here, I think. Not as into this one. I'm still sharing out all of my stream notifications. Same thing here, I'm just gonna run. Okay. There we go. So a couple land crawls. Got the lucky elixir drop. That was nice. But I think I have everything I'll need for all of these bosses. Black Mage really makes it nice. They're pretty versatile. I wish I had a White Mage on top, but hey, you know what? Can't get everything. My Wonder Rod is all set for Shinryu. So we should be set to go. One of these days I need to learn which of these chests have the dark matters in them, and which ones have the stuff I want to use, the elixirs and things. And let's see, I can't quite get enough damage there. These grenades do nasty stuff to magic, I think. I think they have a bad counter to magic stuff. So we'll see if I can get them with a couple of attacks so they don't do Exploder on me after the fire. I don't know if you can use Death or Break on those guys, but like I said, we're going to be fighting a few battles down here just to pick up a little bit more HP and chances to land that break. As it is, we're going to have a roughly 9% chance each break attempt with these at the levels the mages are right now. Roughly 9% to land that spell. Whoops. Wrong target there. Let's see if that just takes it out, though. Let's see if that just gets rid of it. Okay. So I guess if you can kill them, then you're fine. Here's another Fire 3. You can see I have 2 Mirage Vests. Yeah, 900 experience actually was less than I was getting when I was doing much of grinding there before. I actually stole 4 Mirage Vests in total. Kind of crazy. It's a rare steal from the enemies that I was grinding on, so there they were. And grinding on enemies sounds kind of funny. But yeah, so just using the capture bug, I was able to steal a bunch of them. And I couldn't remember if knights could equip the medium armor set. And as you can see, they can. Unfortunately, my black mages cannot equip Mirage Vests, otherwise I would have them on everybody. I would definitely forego the black robe to do the Mirage Vest, especially when you can exploit the glitch. And without using Mystic Knight, you can even kind of exploit that glitch without any penalty. There's the dark matter. And the other one I think has an elixir, which I do want to pick up. And I won't be fighting all the battles on all these floors. But these ones that I know I can beat a little bit more easily, I will be fighting. Yeah, I wonder if I may have picked up another multiplier there. That was kind of nice. With that one last level, I may have just been one level away from another magic multiplier, which will be good. mean, magic multipliers aren't going to be the kicker for the final battle. It's really just going to be the levels for the break check. Nice, a turtle shell. That's fun. I think, yeah, so those guys would be... I think they would be absorbing Sildra's nonsense. There we go. And I think the thunder animations are slightly faster than the fire animations, so maybe Bolt 3 would be a better go-to for these when you're not firing into an immunity specifically. And AP is going to be totally irrelevant because all 4 of my characters are mastered in their class. That was done during the last grinding session, getting up to level 35, 36 here. My black mages were the last ones to get mastered. Although in practical terms, the knight was really mastered when she learned double grip, and the thief was mastered when he learned mug or capture, because there really weren't any other relevant skills after that I can use. I have really nothing I can do with agility. I can't pass off the thief's speed to another class. And agility's a great skill, but it's not really good for most classes, although it is good if you have a berserker. If you have a berserker and you can put a speed stat on them, you're in good shape. That's why a lot of people put stuff like equip harps on their berserkers, because that carries on or passes on part of the bard's speed stat. I don't know if it specifically passes on all of it. It might just pass part of it. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. I think this one I'm going to get out. This one I want to get out. And I don't have the escape ability equipped. Later, maybe I will once I get into the next sequence. I'll put escape on so that I can get out of battles a little more quickly. Here's another one I don't really want to be hanging around too long. Alright, so now that I'm in this next section, I may put on the escape ability. Some of these battles are not as rewarding for me, and they're a little bit more trouble than they're worth, I think, in my opinion. So we can just get out of these battles quickly. There isn't any more chicken knife charging that can really take place. Here's a full restore. I guess the first notable battle here will be the Califisteri Wood Sprite, whatever you want to call her. And she should not be a big issue with the mages powered up as high as they are. My black mages will be blasting. Hello, Ark. Welcome. Thank you. I'm all set, I think, Ark, for a triple crown. I'm going to see how well I remember the Omega stuff, but I've got wall rings for everybody, so I'm going to give that a shot and see what we can do. I don't need that Dragon Fang, and I don't really even need the Enhancer Sword. And the Lilith Rod is, I don't know, questionable utility for me, but I think I may just grab them while I'm down here. There's the Enhancer, but again, I don't think I'll use it because I do have access to the Knight Swords. If I had a Red Mage, that would be a very exciting pickup for me, but Lilith Rod, and again, I don't know if I'll use the Lilith Rod much. I think I need mad levels to pull off Omega. Well, I want to see how much a Reflected Bolt 3 does during the search command. That's my check. I want to see what I can do with during the search glitch, how much damage a 4 times Reflected Bolt 3 does to it. That's going to be my check. It might be a long battle, but I think I can pull it off. I'll see. Alright, anyway, we'll fire off our Wood Sprite fight here. It's weird when you get into a random battle on those during that mechanic when you're moving to the side. Please elaborate. Well, so, when Omega does his search ability, if you have Reflect on, the search beam will be reflected back to it, and then you can use something on it that will, you can use something that will trigger its counters, but then its counters will be targeted back at itself. And if you have 4 reflect rings on, and then you all target your party, you can actually get a boost in your damage because the damage is halved, but it's halved and then it's multiplied by 4. So you actually kind of get a nice boost to your damage when you bounce something off of 4 characters. So the Bolt 3 should do pretty good damage, and then its counterattacks will be targeted back at itself, so it won't hit me with the circle and stuff. Now, I'll have to be hucking a lot of high potions when it does its Surge Beam, of course, and throwing Phoenix Downs at characters when it hits me with, you know, all the other nasty stuff. Ark, the search glitch in GBA, I have tried to get it to work, and I have not been able to get it to work in GBA. Some people say it works in GBA, but when I have tried it, and I have relied on it, it does not work. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong in the GBA, if other people have found a way to make it work, but the only one that I know of is right here. So we'll actually see it here in just a second. I'll show you what it looks like. Even if I screw it up, we'll get a chance to see what that glitch looks like. All right, just gonna get out of here. All right, guess I'll see if I can proc the escape. Glad my Mirage just did it. Yeah, you're right, Ark. It could be American or European version. That's right, because my ROM is European. And I do need to send you that European ROM. I saw your note on there. I do need to send that to you. I will try to get on that to today. I forgot to do that, and I apologize. All right, so let me get my setup for this fight. I'll do that after I get the equipment stuff all set. So we're going wall rings on everybody. And this will reflect the atomic ray. This will reflect a few of the... I think Delta Attack it reflects. It will reflect a lot of the nasty stuff that it does. These guys are really going to be kind of irrelevant. There's really not much that they're going to do. And then it'll reflect the search beam, and then it'll target itself. So let's see. Let's do this. Mod asking for content. Yeah, well, you know, it's just hard to get your hands on that stuff and play it. That's like... GBA version is a hard one to get your hands on and get it working and playing these days. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go take a look and see if I messed this up. And I do expect to have my setup messed up the first time, but I want to see what it looks like. Here we go. Focus time. Focus time. Surge beam. And I'm going to have to be... Okay, yep. You're going to need the Thunder Rod. And then I'm going to heal. Now, the one thing I can't remember is if you can do 2 attacks with the Surge Beam glitch. That's what I'm going to test here in this first one. I'm going to attempt to do 2 attacks and see if the Surge Beam glitch lasts for 2 attacks or if it expires after 1. And so there's one that you can't reflect, and so that's one that we're going to have to be ready for. And so it's going to be tight no matter what, but this is one thing, when it comes to Surge Beams, it's something that your levels aren't really quite as relevant, because the higher level you get, Surge Beam just kind of does more and more damage the higher your levels go. But I want to try at least one. Alright, Delta Attack, reflected, so that's the kind of stuff I need him doing. And is he going to counter the Delta Attack? Yeah, there we go. I think the Rainbow Wind is a counter to the Delta Attack, which is kind of fun. Alright, so here's the targeting. Here's the targeting. And now I gotta hope that the timing wasn't so bad. Oh, she's muted. Oh, gross. She's muted. What a troll that was. Alright, but here we go. Here's Bolt 3. What kind of damage do we get? Yeah, 7,000. And there's its counterattacks targeting itself. Rocket Punch, Rainbow Wind. So if I can get a few more rounds of that, we're going to be in okay shape. I've got to get my other Black Mage out of out of nastiness there. And this is where we're going to start to kind of run afoul of get behind the 8-ball in damage. But as long as we can be chugging high potions, just to keep us above that threshold. Oh, okay, so I'm going to have to drink high potions a little more quickly. That's a tough part about not having good healing with this group. And the speed thing is going to be a killer. But the setup, I think, is solid. I'm going to try again. I may just keep a save back there. I may just keep a save going back there. Wizard Rod, Wizard Rod. And come back. Okay, you're playing Sienna? Yeah, so you can try the Triple Crown with this one. Again, it might be, you know, kind of tricky to... Oh yeah, you can do Quick Leak. There's always Quick Leak. There's always Quick Leak. And I might switch to elixirs here too. Because I'm not going to quote-unquote accept this this result. So maybe I will just use elixirs. Since I only need a few Bolt 3s to hit, I might just start elixiring everybody up. Or at least my black mages. And just use every elixir I have on everybody all the time. That could help. That could help. At least get this, since I have 30 elixirs. Yeah. Maybe that'll be what we need to do to make it happen. And then obviously after guzzling all of this elixir, I won't keep this result, but have fun with it. Surge Beam again. Oh, and Quake is gonna be, that's gonna be a killer on me. So when he pulls Quake out, that's gonna be a killer on me, because I don't have a good way to deal with that, and I don't want to go get float from everybody now. I might do one more try, just for now, and then maybe I'll come back and do it, because I really think I can pull off the Triple Crown with this party. I'm gonna save after I get my rod set up correctly here. Alright. Because I don't want to go around and get float and then come all the way back down here. I forgot about Quake popping up. But Blaster is a good one to bounce. Surge Beam's going to come next. But I've kind of done a proof of concept that you can do it. You just got to survive to targeting. And then I do want to see if I can get 2 quick attacks on targeting, or if it only goes just for 1. So I'd like to at least try that before we give up on this one for now. Atomic Ray. That's fine. I'm good with that. Gonna be Surge Beam again. And is it one more action before targeting? I should have pulled up the AI script. I think there's one more action before targeting. It's Blaster. Maelstrom, yeah, Maelstrom, that's gonna do what it does. Alright, here's targeting. So let me try a double Bolt 3. Since I've got everybody alive, or at least my 2 casters alive and well for casting. And bounced off only 2 people, I think you'll see a significant drop in damage. Yeah, so it's halved when you only have 2 people available. Let me see if that targeting is still valid on him, or on it. Or let's see if he fires back at us. But again, you lose a lot of damage when you don't have everybody alive. Yeah, there's Mustard Bomb. So it looks like it is on himself. And there's Rainbow Wind. So it does stay there. And there's Surge Beam again. Yeah, so Ark asking how long does it stay on there? I think, after what I just saw here, I think it stays until his next action, but I couldn't remember if it was that or if it was only good for one counterattack. But it appears that it does, the surge, or the targeting glitch does hang around until his next action. So if I can survive another Quake, that's going to be the killer here, is if a Quake pops in. And then, of course, Rainbow Wind there is a killer because it mutes them. I have to wait for that to wear off on its own, unfortunately. There's no echo screens in this game. Surge Beam again. Maelstrom, and that's actually going to do it too. So that combination is going to do it. So there's going to be a few... Yeah, so I think it's until his next action, not counting counters, Arc. So I think I'm going to wait and do this off stream later. It's definitely possible, but there's a couple of cheese things he can do that will kind of end just about anyone. So I'm going to keep that other save down there, but I'm going to set us up for moving on for now. And we'll jump on. We'll do Shin Ryu, and we'll do the final battle here, and then I'll just save that for later today, maybe, before I submit my victory. Too bad, but oh well. And are we still on escape? Okay, Okay, you have a suggestion for me. Shoot, go ahead. I'll keep it in mind. Steel elixirs from the Crystal Dragons. Yeah, I do like the common steel that they have there. And I may, when I run into them, grab them. I know they're a common steel down there, so that is good to grab. But thank you for the tip. Need my flame rod. And you need your capture ability back. And I'm going to always have to be taking that off, but I will use that later. Yep, I just used a bunch of those for healing. Yep, I may do that. Maybe I'll grab a bunch of those and then go back after the final part. All right, here we go. Anyway, here is not Biblos, Apanda, I think is how you say it. A panda. Look, a panda. Yay. Look, a panda. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Unlucky there. That's okay. And he's probably going to be using his, yeah. I can't remember if this guy absorbs Holy or not. There's a couple of these things that annoyingly absorb Holy, like Shin Ryu. But firing into the weakness obviously is nice. Nope, so no absorb on the Holy. There's Drain. But at the level we are, we can handle it. But it could take a few attempts to do the Neo X Death fight because there's going to be a little bit of luck required because I'm going to try to cast Break on the Almagest piece, but I'm going to have about an 8% chance of landing it at my current levels. I'll have a pretty slim chance at landing it. I mean, 8% is not nothing. 8 or 9% is not nothing, but it might take a few attempts before I get it in the few. Yeah, Ark, yeah, that's right. The olden days when you were giving me tips before I got really into reading that Algorithms Guide for fun. That Algorithms Guide is very interesting, and I really have enjoyed digging into it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right, let's put Escape back on him. I'm going to play it a little dangerously and not go back and save, just because I think we're pretty safe for the Apocalypse battle. Yeah, the old days. Those were cool, Ark, when I was first on my old computer and living in Ireland. I have a little bit better setup now. And I'm living back in the States now. So I'm not in a crappy, cheap apartment. Now that I'm back in the States and have a job again, I don't have to live in a crappy apartment. So I can read the Algorithms Guide in style now. And some of the battles in the Dimensional Castle I might fight, because they're a pretty good reward for not a lot of risk. After I've gotten the save point, maybe when I'm on my way up to the next couple of bosses. But I've got easy ways to handle most things. Halicarnassus should be fine with just damage. Twintania, I've got Break with 2 black mages, of course. I don't need any of the equipment down there. Let me just double check my setup. I'm going to put the Venom Rod onto you. I'm going to try the Bio, but I also might try Flare. I'm not sure what's going to do more damage. I'll try Bio and I'll try Flare with these two. The Wizard Rod, I'll just keep that on. I'll throw the Lilith Rod on if I do decide to switch to Flare. I'll put the Lilith Rod on somebody. I don't know if it's going to give me another multiplier. That's the thing about the Lilith Rod. Gives you 3 extra magic power, but magic grows so slowly that you have to really check to see if that actually gives you another multiplier. Oh, I did not put Capture back on, so that was my bad there. Alright, so let's try 1 Bio with the Venom Rod, and let's try 1 Flare and see which one does more damage. I'm actually curious about this. Okay, 4160. I don't think Flare's going to do more than that. We'll see. No. Yep, so Bio with the rod. Firing with the rod and into a... oof. Mind Blast is nasty. Holy cow. That's interesting, Ark. I'm not sure. Boosted Bio into the weakness, outdo the boosted Aga. Maybe I'll try that here too. That's a good question. Let me try that one. Just out of curiosity, because we're pretty safe in this one. We're pretty safe. So about 41 is what the Bio is. Let me watch and see what this does. That's a good thought, but I'm not sure. Yeah, nope, definitely not. Condemn, that's fine. I'll take Condemn. There we go. So that was a good question, a good thought. I'm glad I tested that. So I guess weaknesses really outdo everything. Weaknesses kind of trump all. So we've got Flare couldn't do it with its magic defense chopping. Flare really is only a good choice when you have something with really high magic defense stat. Otherwise, you're just kind of, I don't know. Otherwise, you're just kind of messing around. Okay, so it's going to take a couple of attempts for this guy, because Earthshaker, well, I guess at my levels I may be able to do it first time. Usually my level is so much lower when I get to this point in the game. So maybe I'll be able to tank an Earthshaker. Gotta remember to put Mug back on. And I think we're set to go. I don't want Venom Rods on you. Oh, yep. Flame Rod. We're ready. Yeah, Boosted Aga almost always outdoes Flare. That's true. That's true. And costs less. Costs less MP. So. Oh, that's too bad. Too bad about the miss. But I think I'll be able to probably eat an Earthshaker from this guy with my levels where they are. I can probably just hold A here on this one. And wow, two swings and 2 misses. Let's see, because Earthshaker might do. Is it? Yeah. We are right at the threshold. We looks like we're about 2 levels higher than what we need to be. Ferris obviously has plenty, but the other guys just a couple of levels higher than they need to be to absorb the Earthshaker. Let's see if you can get one in. And there we go. And an Elixir. Look at that. Yeah, just Quad Reflect. That's right. Quad Reflect. Although, you know, Quad Reflect, I can't do that with the without float. That's the problem there. Earthshaker doesn't do that. So if you have somebody floating, you can do the Quad Reflect. But then I'd have to go back and grab a floater, which is always inconvenient. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, and I may fight some of these battles here with the shadow or not. They're not shadow dancers, but whatever other dancers they are. You hear popping? You hear popping. Let me listen to my stream and see what that sounds like. I'm gonna mute my mic. Suggestion, Arc, to start the fight toted. I don't like to do that with this one when you have the haste sandals on, because usually you get a couple of actions before he uses the Kurururu. So I find that it wastes, for me, in my opinion, it wastes a lot of actions just sitting there while you're waiting for him to de-toad you. So I usually don't do the toad battle here, even with the Black Mage when I could easily toad everybody before. I usually don't do that, because if once everyone's toaded, then it only wastes a few actions to get everybody back up. But if one action each, or 4 actions. But here, like, I think I'm going to get about 2 actions with each character, especially my Thief will definitely get 2 actions. Before Kurururu comes up. Because otherwise you're just kind of hanging around there, defending, waiting for that. So popping is from the mic, huh? Okay, I'll have to take a listen to that. I might have to record that and listen and see what I can do. Yep, there we go. That's what I wanted. And she's just going to have to bring herself back. I was hoping to get the Black Mages restored first, because that's where my damage is going to come from. I was hoping to get those guys popped back up. Well, my mic hasn't had popping problems before. That's unfortunate. There we go. And I've got to watch this kind of carefully. Sorry. Get that done. And I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to holy territory. There we go. All right. I'm not going to go back and recover for Twintania. I did create a, put it slightly farther. Well, it's actually a little bit back from me now. I guess it does look like maybe it's clipping. Well, it's getting close to the clip level. I'll turn the gain down a little bit on it and see if that helps anything. I don't know, though. That's a little lower, so it's not getting close to the top. So the popping might not be from clipping. It might not be from maxing out, but all right, we'll see. Let me get my setup here for this where I want it. I'm gonna finally go back to the Guardians. And actually, I'm gonna move those to my Wizards. There we go. I'll leave that on for him. I'll put on the Defender. Defender has a weapon block, doesn't it? I think Defender has a weapon block property. But these guys have Mirage Vests anyway, so they'll be able to just do infinite defending. We got the Guardians here. I'm just gonna have to throw some high potions for the wind slashes and things like that, and the snowstorm. I guess I'd make sure. I think I can tank a snowstorm. I think I can do that. I don't think it quad counters, because I think when you quad reflect, it still just hits it once when you quad reflect. I don't think it's 4 separate hits when you quad reflect. That's a good question. But I don't think it would quad counter. But yeah, Twintania can be fun to play with that way. All right, Mind Blast, yeah. And that's always a stinker. And I'll just reset the Mirage Vest. I have to kind of talk to myself as I go through some of these. I think I'm okay on hit points because my mages are going to be throwing... Yeah. So I'm just going to wait on this. I'm not going to throw another high potion. I think I've got a couple more actions before he's charging up. Wind Slash, and that's kind of the, yeah, gross one. I think I might be past Snowstorm in his routine. I think it's one more Wind Slash. I think it's just one more Wind Slash. Yeah, I love how it counters its own Flare with Flare. Alright, I think I'm out of danger here, but I'm playing it a little bit risky. Because I think his next... There it is. And first Doom should do it. There we go. Doom has a higher accuracy, so... I just like to be sure when we have these things. I just like to be sure. And I am going to continue on here. There we go. Sorry about... Pardon my fast forward. I forgot for a second I was streaming. I don't like to fast forward when I'm streaming, especially when I have the Thief and can just B-dash through these. Break is 75. Oh, and Doom is... I think Doom is 90 or 95. Break is only 75. I can confirm that because I was just looking that up a second ago when I was calculating how much of a chance I would have of landing Break on the Almagest piece. Yeah, so Break is only 75, unfortunately. See if I can get it. There it is. Boom. As per your advice. Alright. Get this back set up the way I want it. And these guys, not with the Guardians. Oops. Okay, and heal up. Let's do one more here. And I want to see... Yeah, I'm going to keep Defender on there, because I want to see if Defender has that. Well, so Arc V, their base... The base accuracy of Break is 75, but then enemy evasion and the enemy level base check, they all change that. Yeah, so Defender does have block. That's what I thought. It's been a little while since I've done this one. Now I am going to attempt the steal here, although I'm not sure how much of the Genji stuff I'm really going to be using at the end. There's the shield, first try, but I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to really be using because I have the Mirage Vest, and the Mirage Vest is just so valuable. The Genji helmet will definitely be on, so the charm immunity will be there, which is also really critical for that night. I love that charm immunity because charm is so nasty from Grand Cross. Wow, was that it? Wow, that was quick. Okay, you know the level. I figured you did, Arc. I figured you did. So, yeah, 75 is your base there. Death is more, but... so I'm looking at the numbers for Almagest. It's level 67, and its evasion is 80. So if I'm at about level 35 or so, it's 35 plus 75 minus 67. That puts me in the, like, 40s. And then 20% of the 40s gets you to about... high 40s gets you to about 9, like 8 point something. I didn't calculate it with my exact level here. I think I calculated it at like 35. I'm a couple levels higher than that, but... So I'm going to have around 9%, and I'm thinking I will have probably... You're right, Magic Evade is a separate check, yep. So I'm thinking I will probably have about 4 attempts, maybe, before Almagest fires. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yes, right. So it is a pretty low percent shot, but in my opinion, for this team, it beats having to grind up for a level high enough to tank Almagest. I think that the time spent in failed attempts is going to be less than what it would have been. See if I can get the Lucky Aegis shield steal from these guys. And I need to put Escape back on my Thief. I don't want to attack these guys because these guys, everything down here has nasty counters. There we go. Well, good Mirage Vest stuff there. Nope, no rare Aegis Shield Steel. Come on. I should be guarding, not defending. Will I use the Reflect Doom trick on barriers? I'm still kind of on the fence about what I want to do about the barriers. I do have the Reflect Ring, so it's probably what I'm going to shoot for. Come on. Wow. That's probably what I'm going to shoot for, is just put a wall ring on somebody. Alright, there we go. And I can pick up, there we go. And I am never sure of myself. I know that, I'm always like, I know that's not the elixir. I know that's not the elixir. It's this one that's the elixir. But I always have to... I just always don't feel confident in myself. And I'm finally glad that I'll be actually using the Ragnarok this time. It's cool that I'll actually get to use that Ragnarok. That'll be a lot of fun. Oh, I'm glad I can just escape these guys. I love what the Fiesta does, where it kind of forces you to use jobs like the Thief that you normally just never touch. And you're like, wow, they do have a lot of interesting and useful abilities that you can grab, that you can use, but you know, normally you just never think to use them, but here when you're forced to, it's nice. One of the things we all love about that Fiesta. Alright, here we go. Let's get our equipment set up the way we want it. Yeah, because I'm not going to use the Genji armor, so it's a little less important for me to do that, but let's give you the wall ring. Let's give my knight the wall ring. Alright, and let's heal up. And now we're just gonna have to hope for, pray to RNGesus, hope for good luck against these guys. Excalibur will be better for Necro. Yeah, that's true. I will, because I will, he has the weakness to the elements. That's right, forgot about that. Kind of wasn't even looking at the weapon for Ferris. Alright, let's do it. Let's hope for good luck. Let's hope I can take out... I'm gonna hope we can take out 2 of the barriers in the first couple of rounds. Oh, and I left escape on, forgot to put... Yeah, there we go. Forgot to put capture back on. So there's another execution error. So I gotta hope for good targeting, and then it has to land. Alright, there we go. So there's one... And, okay, so bad targeting there. Bad luck on targeting. And gosh, I wish I had not put Mug on that Thief. That's too bad. Ah. Oh, you don't think the barriers have any magic evade? Man, oh man! I keep rolling low on my on my check for targeting. That's unfortunate. Maybe I can take one of these out just with damage. Nope, can't do it. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Although, I guess at levels like this, it's not quite as catastrophic. That might take out my mage, though. Will that get her? No, not quite. Although it's going to get pretty ugly if they get another action. Yeah, triple snake eyes, that's right. That's right. If they start getting more actions, though, it's going to get extra ugly. Because I think they start doing some all-targeting stuff. So while our hit points are down, I really need to clear these guys out fast. Ah, another one. Well, the one in the front bottom down there will probably die just with damage pretty soon. Okay. And obviously your chances do get worse because you continually have... Necro becomes more of the proportion of targets, so now it's only a coin flip, whereas before it was 1 out of 5 targets. Come on, let's get him. How many coin flips can I lose? Okay, there's 2 coin flips, and he's going to start with multi-targeting stuff, so I could be in trouble here. I might have to go with... God, I don't want to be throwing elixirs around. I don't want to be throwing elixirs around for the first part of the Necro fight. I don't want to be wasting elixirs. Let's get it. Let's just get it. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so my thief is actually totally safe. The only thing I'll just have to maybe throw an eye drop at him. I'm just gonna heal one of my mages up. Okay, here comes Flash. All right. And I'm gonna eye drop my knight. There's good damage. And are we still flame sworded? Yes, our flame rod. Yes, we're still in good shape with that. Okay. So this should be fairly quick from now. It's like almost not worth using that that eye drop. The thief's not going to do a lot of damage, especially because I forgot to put Mug back on. And Lena gets her first chance to drop some blood on Necro. Okay, there's the... Oh, okay, so the double attack gets Ferris. That's interesting. So that's one thing that you can have happen is the double vacuum wave. If you get the first one, knocks out the Mirage Vest, and then the second attack pops in. But here is Gilgamesh. If I get the steal early here, I'm going to take a little break. While this battle finishes up, I'm going to go off mic and take a quick breather once I get the steal. Again, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to ever be using the Genji armor, because the Mirage Vest is a little bit too valuable, but we'll have it anyway. And I'll even attempt a little bit with Lena. Maybe Lena can grab it. My all-star thief may not get a chance to get the steal. All right, there's the armor. So I am going to go on mute for a second and take a little break while this plays out. Back just in time. Looks like we're back. Ready to roll. There goes Necro. Alright, neato. Okay, so let's prepare for Shinryu. I am going to be... I'll use one of my tents. Let's change it up and use a tent. I am going to be accepting, quote-unquote, the result of this run, so I need to be kind of cautious with my use of resources. Look how little HP it restored. So I'm probably going to go with Guardian Daggers for my Black Mages, because every weapon block I can get saves me a Phoenix Down. I did buy 99 Phoenix Downs. I have plenty, but I don't want to use 40 Phoenix Downs in this battle. I'm going to keep Escape on you till we get down there. And I can't use Excalibur anyway, because Shinryu will absorb it. So the Defender and the Running Shoes back on, and the Mirage Vest. So these guys should be fine. I possibly could get my Thief nerfed by double attacks. No, the Shinryu strat will not be guard tank because I don't feel like setting up the guard tank. I think I'm just going to go with weapon block stuff and use some Phoenix Downs. It would take a few minutes of kind of careful execution to get the guard tank set up where you have to get everybody in critical. So I think I'm just going to go with all the protections that I have here. I just got to remember to put Capture back on my Thief when we get down there. I don't think it'll be a very long battle. I think the battle will be fairly short with the kind of damage I can put out. I don't want to add the Elven Mantle. I don't want to put that on because I'd rather have the haste. I'd rather have haste to get the battle done faster. That is a consideration. But I would rather just have the battle done a little more quickly than having the Elf Cape on there. I did consider that. Alright, so now I've got to get you back to Capture. I know that would be technically maximizing. Maximizing the use of that. Hey, Soniku. Yeah, long time no see is right. Thank you for popping in today. Alright, so we're okay here, and let's say that Lena is going to get the action first. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I think the setup is good. And I'm just hoping not to use too many resources. Here we go. Let's see what kind of damage we're getting. Yeah. Shinryu has really nice defense. Lena is my Wonder Rod. And there's Berserk. There we go. So. There's a Dragon Fang. Yay for that. So I don't intend to use 0 Phoenix Downs, but hoping to minimize how many I am forced to use. Let's get the Wizard Rod back in your hands. Where it belongs. Did I pass it? Yes, I did. Okay, good. There's another attack on the Mirage-vested Thief. So you're thinking that Haste Shoes not necessarily always the right choice, huh? That there are some instances... Wow, I'm getting really good luck on Shinryu's targeting. That there are some instances where it may be better to use other things. I know one of the people talk about with monks whether Haste Shoes or Kaiser Knuckles are the way to go. There was a discussion on it on Reddit earlier. Wait, now why is her damage so big? Does Kara... Oh, Kara has the Guardian, that's why. That's why. That's right, I forgot about that. I didn't have a rod boosting property for her. I'll just leave it where it is. So you think with Berserk Shinryu playing defense... Oop, I guess I didn't realize that I had not thrown that on. Yep, there we go. Nice block. Nice block. I didn't realize that I hadn't reset my Mirage Vest with my Thief there. I will still have to do that. I hope my Thief gets an action before Shinryu targets him. Now, there is certainly something to think about with defending getting hit as opposed to recovering quickly. All right. Especially if you have a party that's kind of struggling. Gotta watch. Okay, so there I gotta reset. So I wasn't watching carefully enough before, so I wasn't resetting my targeting. But with this party, where I've got two characters with Mirage Vests that can kind of just eat infinite hits. Right, as Samurai with the Masamune doesn't necessarily need it for randoms. That's definitely something to consider. That's definitely a consideration because they get that quick first attack and then they can often kind of turn the tide of the battle just with that first attack. All right, I've got to focus a little bit more here so that I'm acting quickly enough at the right times. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so we had really good luck at the beginning of this fight with targeting, and now we're getting not so good luck with targeting. And Kara is still sitting on the Mangosh Guardian Dagger item. She's still sitting on that, but has gotten knocked out a couple of times. No, you can challenge the meta all you want, Ark. There is no reason why players should not consider every possibility. Just because the meta says something does not make it right, or the only way to think about something. If they only had an elven woven cloak, they wouldn't have gotten it. There we go. That 100 AP is totally wasted on me, though. All right, so there's Shinryu down. What was the damage there? So I used like 6 Phoenix Downs, I think. I will take that trade. 6 Phoenix Downs in that battle, I think, is a trade I will take every time. There we go, Ragnarok. There was never even a consideration to grab the Brave Blade in this run. Never even a thought. Never even a thought. And that's another thing that the meta kind of points to. Yeah, worried about using those Phoenix Downs, man. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. All right, let's see if we can get out of here now. Yuck. Yuck. And now I'm gonna have to use another one because I got greedy for that elixir. So instead of escaping, I grabbed the elixir. That was worth it. Worried about using Phoenix Downs, I have 99. I know. But the X-Death battle, I plan to do the Phoenix Down rather than elixir method of healing. So we will see. We'll see. I'll use some elixirs for MP and stuff, but I'm not big on piling up. Maybe my Knight I will elixir up, because she can actually tank a hit and still be standing. So the Knight I might actually elixir up. All right, I'm going to go cue the cutscene and then come back and save. All right, this one I'm going to get out. But like for my mages, I kind of just keep them fairly low. Although they could maybe tank not a vacuum wave, but the mages might be able to tank one of the spells from the back part. This time you suggest killing the back piece ASAP. Well, that's not part of my plan at this time. We will see how the first couple of attempts go. Again, you know me, I'm a rather lazy player, so I don't like HP counting. And I know technically it's a little more optimized to fight that way, but I don't want to leave the Grand Cross piece near death very long. I want to just go all out on the Grand Cross piece when I'm ready for that. And I know it'll eat up more actions to have that back part. You're right, Knight could protect if I'm tanking. Knight can protect if I have it set up correctly, which is that's always a tough one to set up during that battle. But I'm going to see how it goes, because I think once the Almagest piece is gone, I think this party is actually going to have very little trouble. I think once the Almagest piece is gone, because my levels are so high and my hit points are where they are, and I can do massive damage with everybody, I think once Almagest is gone, it's going to be pretty straightforward. I think if I can get Almagest in the first, before it uses its first one and then switch to Grand Cross, I think we can be in pretty good shape. I know it's going to be tighter than we like it. You've never gone for back piece Magic Lamp Final Blow. All right, well, I would recommend it. I don't know where I first saw that, but I was like, that really makes a lot of sense to not have to count hit points. Because sometimes I mess up counting hit points anyway, especially when I'm on stream. Especially when I'm streaming, because I don't like to stop the battle all the time and manually keep track of that. And I don't have the hit point display up. We've condemned. That's interesting. Wow. And so condemn works on the back piece, huh? I guess I'd never even considered using condemn on the back piece. But I suppose that would work. That's kind of fun. Right, Magic Lamp works because it's not heavy, and I suppose so would stuff like that. Stuff like Condemn. That's really funny. Yeah, Condemn, that's right. Non-heavy. I guess you could, I don't know, could you hit it with like Demi and stuff? Gravity stuff? I've never really tried using Gravija or any of those kind of gravity spells on the back piece, because I usually never touch it. I usually just kind of leave it alone back there, let it cast its stuff once in a while, let it use physical attacks once in a while. That's another reason I like this party for that, is that back piece can use physical attacks too, and physical attacks are going to be my best source of defense, because I have two characters with Mirage Vests on that they can reset infinitely. So, alright, I'm going to leave Escape on. I cannot forget to reset that. Wizard Rod, not the Guardian Dagger. We'll just go, let's go Thunder Rod. Let's go Thunder for this last one. And we'll go Ragnarok right on it. Okay. Let's do it, team. Just gotta remember, take off Escape. Take off Escape, man. Oh, you condemn the three little piggies? Oh, that's fun, just for fun. Yeah. Hey, why not? Hey, why not? Alright, take off Escape. And we don't need that Thief Knife anymore. Mirage Vest. And let's make sure Ferris is in Mirage Vest. Yes. 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 Okay. Here we go. So we'll see what my setup looks like here. We'll see how we go. There's another Wonder Rod. That's nice. Is Wonder Rod the rare steal from this thing? That is pretty funny. I don't often try to steal this thing. Let's see if I get a Dragon Lance, too, from the Neo. Wonder what kind of fun stuff I'll pick up. But like with this kind of damage, and at the speed at which I can deliver this kind of damage, I think if I can get the Almagest piece out of there, it's going to be GG and a half. And now I'm not planning on trying the Ancient Sword. I know before you mentioned that. Oh, you're stepping away for a sec. That's fine, Ark. But I'm not going to be trying the... Oh, fire is not the right spell. I need to be bolting, not firing. Yeah, the Ancient Sword is a very rare strat. I need to be bolting. I'm going to bolt with both. Bolt with both. 33. See, this first part should be fine. I could get a bad Meteo if I get bad timing. Alright, it's Holy. Holy's not so bad. Holy's not so bad. Oh, that's the rare steel. Cool. Wonder Rod is the rare steel there. That's neato. Let's do it. And then we'll bolt 3. Because I do want everybody pretty close to ready to rock and roll when we switch over. So that my physical guys can go right to work on Grand Cross, and my black mages can get as many swings on Almagest as they can. I'm going to wait for this action because we may be close. We may be close. Okay. Not there. I guess my hope is that I can knock him into Neo X Death with one of my physical guys, and then let my black mages have some actions queued up. So this is not totally optimal since my black mages both just acted, but we're going to see. We're getting ready to roll the dice here. Roughly 9% for each attempt on the Almagest piece. Yeah, 4 red mages, yeah, holding it with the Ancient Sword, that's right. But I'm not, with this strat, I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to try it. It's a little bit too low, and it's not going to be as useful for me. Although I guess if I do happen to nail it right away, the level check will get better. It could technically make it easier for me to hit break. If you get it. But I think for optimizing purposes, I'm going to try to just dump damage into Grand Cross and hope that the break lands. Because if it gets even a weakened Almagest off, I'm going to be behind the 8 ball for damage anyway, especially since I'm keeping the back piece around. So it just kind of depends what your strat is as to whether or not it's optimized. Yeah, old from the sword it's a very low percent. I mean, I've gotten it to land before. When you're desperate, you can make it work. When you're desperate, you can make it work. All right, here we go. Here's the first try. I want to count and see how many attempts I get. 1. Here's 2 attempts. Here's 3 attempts. Okay, shaking. Alright, that was a good miss. I thought it was going to be about 4 attempts before the first Almagest fires. I thought it was going to be about 4. Let me see if I can get it to 5. Dragon Spear, there it is. Okay, I may get it to 5 if it... Okay, there's 5. Okay, and technically 6, I guess. Technically 6. So, with those odds, it's not too bad. It's going to fire off Almagest here, and that's going to be just about it. But I'll keep trying anyway. And then, yeah, that's what's going to happen on those. So, 6 attempts. You're used to debuffs never working. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. You got to be, you know... You got to be ready for that to happen, but six shots at it is actually pretty good with my setup. 6 shots is good. I'm happy with 6 attempts. At a 9% chance, again, you know, odds will say, roughly 1 out of, 11 shots will do it, so that's not too bad odds for each one, although obviously it doesn't, it's never a guarantee. Never a guarantee. And I gotta remember that I have the Thunder Rod in for this first part. So here is attempt number 2. I like my chances for getting it fairly soon, as long as I execute everything correctly. There we go. And now that I remembered to do Bolt with both characters, I'll do a little more damage with Kara. Okay. It was fun to get all those rare steals. That was fun. Fun stuff. Yeah, 4,000 from that. Wow, that's nice. 4,000. My poor thief is hanging back, but that's okay. I don't mind having someone up there to heal up. Just gotta make sure I don't mess up my execution here, so I do have to focus during these battles. I can't look at chat much. Apologize for that. And I'm sure everyone would rather see me not make big mistakes than be chatting in real time. Holy, let's see if she can survive it. No. Wow, that was a big holy. That was a big holy. And Ferris is actually almost doing more damage. I have to wait till that Phoenix down fires because I'm never sure about timing on items. Sometimes I've had items not fire in the right order because of the different wait times on them. And so I'm always extra cautious about those. And I've got to stay ahead of damage here, even though it's starting to get into the dangerous part of its routine. I do want to keep everybody alive, because if one of the Black Mages is dead going into Neo, it's going to severely hamper my chances. And that's too bad I have a Black Mage action already in the queue. That's unfortunate. I kind of messed that execution up a little bit, because Lena has an action, but it's already been selected. I should have been a little more careful with my timing there. So I'm probably going to lose out on one of my shots at break because of this. So I may only get 5 here. So wish me luck again. Although other than that, my setup is okay. Everybody's got full HP. Everyone's healthy. Both Mirage Vests are miraging. I don't need to worry about any of that. Yeah, you see you're talking about Deathclaw landing on things. That's a fun one to use when you can pick it up with Blue Mage. That's a fun one to use when you can land it. Okay, so here's a Bolt 3 that actually targeted a dead target. That's fun. Targeted one of the dummies. So not often do you see a Bolt 3 hitting one of the dummy Neo targets. That's a rare occurrence, everybody. We should all feel thankful that I messed that timing up. Okay, there is a physical attack. Alright, and yeah, here comes Almagest. 3, 11, 8. Okay, so that's enough to keep her alive. That's good. There's break. Got it. Got it. Okay, cool. All right, so now... Oh, and I should have reset my Thief's... Should have reset my Thief's chicken knife. And I don't know if this means that he's going to be shaking for the rest of the battle, as if he's ready to fire off Almagest. That I don't know. That's interesting. But I do need to start powering damage into that Grand Cross piece. And that's not the way to do it, everybody. That's not the way to do it. Okay, that's a pretty weak physical attack. That was lucky. That was nice. But I may start throwing some elixirs to keep these guys up. Next Grand Cross will make it stop spazzing. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Arc. I guess that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That once it resets its sprite with Grand Cross, it'll do that. That's assuming that it gets one off. If I can power damage into it fast enough, I might make it skip some of that routine. We'll see. We'll see. Dispel, so is that my Mirage is gone? Okay, Mirage is gone there. So Ferris is going to have to reset her Mirage, and I have to think out loud, so I'm sorry if that's irritating. But I have to talk myself through these battles. Oops, come on. And I have to be very careful about my execution. Also, my controller sometimes eats inputs or does inputs incorrectly. So I have to really carefully watch where my cursor goes. I can't rely on muscle memory too much because sometimes I'll hit left and it will input down or something. So, and I think I've skipped the first Grand Cross cycle. I think I've dodged the first one. Yep, I dodged the first Grand Cross cycle, and the next couple of windows are narrower. So it's possible that I may have totally dodged Grand Cross if I can keep getting damage into it. I do have to play a little more safely, get Kara to pop up, because Vacuum Waves and Holies are always waiting. There's a Vacuum Wave. Okay. But here we go. Keep that damage going. And my Thief is just going to be a heal bot. Okay, not dead yet. Not dead. I'm going to throw this because a weak physical attack will not kill Kara if she's at full health. But she can go back on the offensive now. And she'll do more damage than the... Okay, there's Grand Cross down. Okay, so now we just switch to the front and wait for that. I have to use my magic lamp. I almost forgot to use my magic lamp, so we got to get that set up. Magic lamp, I got to get the first 2 uses out of it. I almost really messed that up like I did my last round. Here's Bahamut. I can't believe I forgot to do that. I was so excited that I landed break that I forgot to jump onto the magic lamp. Oof. Okay, here is magic lamp number 2. And now I have to just really listen, everybody, so I have to go into total focus time. So give me a moment to make sure I don't mess up this last part. After a couple more attacks, we're going to be kind of in range of needing to listen, so... Ice 3. And that's funny, I actually kept her alive. Look at that. Okay, wait till I have another action queued up. Yeah, and that's going to be unlucky, and that's when you get to this part, you do have to be chucking Phoenix Downs around like this, waiting for actions to line up correctly. That's just part of this game, though. And I have to wait again. And I'll probably take another hit, or 2 hits, maybe even. Dispel is a good one for him to try. Flare. All right, so she's just going to lose her action here. Okay, I'm gonna wait till Ferris's turn is queued up, just so we don't have as many shenanigans as we did last time. All right, good. Okay, reset. Okay, there's the death sound. And here comes the magic lamp. Let's see if that did it. There it is. So, Arc, that's interesting. Steam versions of Steam's Grand Cross is coded to guarantee an ailment. That is really unfortunate. So it will check your immunities before it will inflict. That is really too bad. That is really unfortunate that it does that. That's too bad. Whatever you're not immune to will be inflicted on you. That's too bad. So it will check. It's like, oh, the running shoes or Hermes sandals. So we're not going to put we're not going to put paralyze on or attempt to put paralyze on. That's too bad. Well, so there is the classic party with Neo X-Death. All I needed was just good luck on the break, and it came in the second battle. Even though my execution on the transition into Neo was not perfect, it came on that second fight. I got my 9% roughly chance to land break, and after that, that was kind of all she wrote. Big damage from the Black Mages was enough to get me through. I saw 0 Grand Crosses because of double grip Ragnarok and those rod boosted spells. And actually, the chicken knife with the mug was kind of my weak point. So it was kind of fun to have the thief around as my heal bot, just chucking stuff around. And I knew from the beginning of this game that was going to be the case with this party. That I was going to be waiting to land break on the Almagest piece, and once I got that, it would be smooth sailing. So that's why I picked up a few extra levels to get that. So I think I'm going to go mute here pretty soon and let the ending play out. I always capture my pictures of the characters, but I think I'm going to just go mute and let that play out while I get some other things going. Yeah, you're right, Ark. Unboosted chicken knife isn't very great on the damage output. You're right about that. It's always good. It's always good. The thief's a couple thousand is good. A couple thousand is nice, but yeah, Black Mages, especially at the levels that we are getting close to 40, which is much higher than I normally go, as you guys know, for most parties. But this one, it was just for landing the break. That's why I did it. Get a little bit of extra money and then land that break. I had plenty of money to buy all those Phoenix Downs, as you saw, 99 Phoenix Downs going in. I still had a ton of money just from from end game grinding. But that's how you can take down Neo X-Death with the classic party. And of course, we also saw Shinryu go down, and me being stingy with my Phoenix Downs despite having 99 of them. Off stream, I might do a few more Omega tries because it's definitely possible with this party. But I don't want to have to go out and get float, but I may have to if I want to go for the Omega and the Triple Crown, or I may just decide to call this run good and go on with a double crown. Because I am a fairly lazy player. I'm not as dedicated as some folks are to getting that Triple Crown on any run that it's possible to, even at great odds. I do like my Shinryu kills, though. I like to add to those stats when I can. And maybe I'll just wait till I get Bard before I go after Omega. But anyway, I'm going to go mute here while we finish up Arc. I will get you what we had talked about before. I'll actually work on that maybe while we're just watching the ending here. Thanks again for jumping in. Arc, Soniku, anyone else who popped in. Soniku, if you're still around, I am ordering my capture card to start streaming some console stuff, and that's going to include some Blue Marlin action here in the near future. Some people stretch the definition of possible party. Yep, I mean, that's true. I mean, you can do it with just about any party if they're leveled high enough. You know, if you can just tank eating atomic ray after atomic ray, you can do that. So you're right. With Omegas, some people do that. I know, like Axel Ryman likes to get those when he can. I know I know how much Ark loves the Blue Marlin. But I think it's important because I do want to get that console record actually streamed on the internet. I want to get that. A console record online. I haven't really seen one. Most of the other people who play the game, when I see a couple other speedrunners, are still playing on emulators as I had been. But I want a console Blue Marlin speedrun registered. And I'm sure I can beat my time anyway, so we will see. But anyway, I'm going to pop over to mute there, guys. And Ark, look for a message in your whispers here pretty soon.
you.